Hey everybody. Alright, so I pulled one card. Before I do, just one more time. I gotta do a week of these. But, so I think it was almost last week. Yes, it was last week. According, by the time you see this, it'll already have been posted for a little bit, but I did post, that I am an Amazon author now. I'm on the Amazon author page. There is a link back there on that one, but it's also in every description. So please check it out, click follow. That way you can get updates. And also whenever I do new releases that you can, you'll get an update, be the first to know. Right now it's just some journals and I have some recipe journals and notebooks basically, but I may do some bigger projects soon. So, stay updated on that. Okay, with that said, let's get down to business. So I'm using the Shuffle Tarot. I really love this because it basically takes all of the characters and backgrounds in the tarot and it shuffles them all up. And if it wasn't confusing enough, I think I just love putting them together because I think it changes the message. So I've got to ask, like, okay, who'd you get in a fight with? Because if you found this is talking about the aftermath. Okay, so what we have in this image, so it's like the Five of Pentacles, but it's kind of interesting. Five of Pentacles is the background, but the five boys here, this is the Five of Wands. They're the ones that usually have the Five of Sticks, and they look like they're fighting in that one, which can represent struggle. But it also has different representations. People tend to think of fives as being in the middle, you know. It doesn't have to be that way, though. Fives can be struggle, it can be obstacles, it can be conflict. And a lot of people see the Five of Wands as that, but sometimes we have to ask ourselves, are those boys fighting with the sticks or are they practicing together? Maybe they're practice sparring. You know, maybe it's just part of them helping each other learn and train. And I believe that may be more of the case now that I see this, because with the Five of Pentacles, usually you have two people that look sick or injured. It's like an older person with a younger person that's on crutches with a messed up foot or like a broken ankle or something. And they're out in the cold, they're shivering, and they're walking past this church window, right? But they seem like they're out in the cold. Things seem like they're not going too well for them. They're having a bad time. But we also have to ask ourselves, are they going into the church to get warm? Is there going to be maybe there's some warm, you know, bread in there for them to eat. There might be some food, maybe some water to drink. Maybe they have a warm space to sleep for the night until the weather clears and they can travel on. You know, maybe there's some kindness to be had. So, looking at the two individual cards, they're blending them here. So what I see is, who'd you have a fight with? That's what I want to know. You guys argued with somebody. To me, this could be siblings or, well, some of you, maybe. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My allergies are going nuts. Why is it? Oh, I hate that. I swear sometimes. Sometimes I swear I get like a tickle in my nose and it just won't go away. And I'm like, there's nothing that could cause it. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's a spirit thing. I don't know. You know, it's not the weirdest thing. They like right there, like it gets right on my nose, and it's so bad too. It's like, do I have an allergy or am I having some type of allergic reaction? But nothing ever comes of it. So I'm thinking maybe spirit's tickling my nose. I don't know. I'm like, stop it. It's like a feather. Oh, okay. Sorry. They interrupt when they want to interrupt. I don't have any control over that. But yes, they're telling me someone had a fight. So, when I say fight, you had an argument, you had a fight, a tiff, whatever you want to call it. You name it what you want to name it. We're not gonna argue over if it's called an argument or not. And you might not be talking right now because I'm looking at this kid on the side right here. You know, this kid's over here like, oh, I don't want to help. He's being stubborn, he's being prideful, he doesn't want to help. This may be how you or the other person feels with this incident. I say incident, or I'm gonna say situation. We'll call it a situation. Ugh, my allergies are so bad. Stop it. Okay. You guys are probably laughing at me. But yeah, this one's prideful. He doesn't want to help. He's just being He's got his arms crossed. He is not interested. And we all know, you know, that is one of the signs, like you cross your arms over your chest, that you're not being open, you're not interested in communication. Clearly that is how one or both of you are feeling at the moment. However, you know, this is... Spirit wants you to work on this because there are some people that come into your life for a reason, and you can learn from each other. And whatever kind of friendship this is or relationship this is, it doesn't matter if it's platonic or more. I don't care about any of that other than you're important to each other. That's what matters. You're important to each other. You love each other. You know, you're close. And some people are meant to be in each other's lives. I can say it over and over. And whatever it is, arguments come and go. I mean, stop fighting over the silly things. Sorry, I'm going to sit up. I have to adjust because my spine is just hurting lately. So yeah. Yeah, right now you might be feeling this, but this is what Spirit wants you to do. Because they're saying, yeah, you got an argument, but here, you need to work together. And you see how they're helping? You know, first of all, you got to pick up the pieces. I'm sorry that it's all glitchy. This person is picking up the pieces, and these boys are helping each other. See, you got to work together. This means you're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to come together, and you're going to have to talk it out. Now, whether that is an email, a text message, whatever it is, nothing is worth throwing away a great friendship or any kind of relationship for. It's like, no, you got to know what's important in this day and age. So many people are too quick to anger and too quick to just throw somebody away because they're angry. And then later on, they're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. And then you end up regretting it. And by then, everybody's burnt. You burnt that bridge. It's done and over. And it doesn't need to be that way. And both people shouldn't be that. It's like, what happened to forgiveness? What happened to people, you know, talking and forgiving each other? I mean, there's some things I can understand when people like, no, I don't want that in my life. I don't want you in my life. But I think those occasions are a little bit more rare than that. People are going to screw up. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say things we shouldn't. We're going to piss each other off. That's just going to happen. But real friends are going to stick around. Real friends are going to stay. And, you know, even if you get mad and go stalking off and like, I'm not talking to you, fine, take the time you need, but I'm still going to be here. So get over it and come back when you need to. And I don't mean that in a, you know, I might be snarky right now, but like, you don't have to get over it. But, you know, even if we have an argument, I don't feel good about it. But you know what? Yeah, okay, go be mad. Come back to me when you're ready to talk. Because I'm here. I'm here. And, you know, if you're my friend and I love you, I'm always going to be here for you. So, work together, guys. You need to work together and you can mend it. You can put the pieces back together. This is going to be great. Don't be the stubborn kid over here. Because he's not happy. He's not wanting. He's just begrudgingly sitting there. And it's like, you know, he wants to help, but he's just stubborn. Stubborn and prideful. It just gets in the way. He's letting his ego get in the way. Remove thy ego, please. You know, just get done what you need to get done. This is a relationship worth saving. So go save it. Reach out. When the time is right, if you need to give it space, if it's still fresh, get that. Or even if you need to send a text or an email going, hey, you know, I'd like to talk when you're ready, you know, let me know. And leave it at that. Sometimes you just leave it and let the space be. Trust your instincts when it comes to this. Your intuition is going to tell you, don't send a message or do send a message. Sometimes, though, I think it's better to fight for it when it's worth it. And there's some people out there that believe you should. And they get mad if you don't fight for it, if you don't reach out to them. If you're giving them space and they're like, well, you didn't reach out. Well, I was giving you space. And you can't win because there's always that person that wants you to do something. And then there's always that person that doesn't. But you know what? At least find the appropriate thing to do and do it. At least reach out or let them reach out one way or the other. You know the person well enough, then you know how they'll react. But the offer there is like, hey, you know, let's talk when you're ready. A peace offering, something. Good friendships are hard to come by. Don't lose this one. Good luck.